Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Neva. This is Reading with Neva, where we talk all things books, lifestyle, and cozy hobbies with a little bit of planning sprinkled in. And today we are bringing back, it's long awaited, right? We are bringing back one of my favorite videos to film, which are our coffee and book chats. So grab yourself a coffee or some water. I have both, and we're gonna sit down for a little while and we're gonna talk about what I've read in the last week, what you've read in the last week. We're going to do a little bit of a closeout for Sunrise on the Readathon and Mid-Year Scramble, because I'm going to explain why you did not get a video for the final 5th week / battle of those readathons. And then we are going to talk about cozy hobbies that I've been doing, cozy games that I've been playing, all the things. So please feel free to interact in the comments. I love to see what you are reading or what you've been enjoying this week. So that is what we are going to do. So let's get started. Okay, so these videos, for anyone who's new here, hi, welcome, we love to have you. And I have had quite a few subscribers and people join us since the last coffee and book chat. So if you've never seen a coffee and book chat before, the format of this is that I am going to just be going through, I have a sheet, like a page in my reading journal that has all of the things, like basically my monthly favorites all go in here. And that's kind of how I'm going to structure this video, just because I think that's going to be the easiest way to do it. Is we will just talk about them, and anything that is in my monthly favorites that is relevant to the last week is what we're going to talk about. Now, usually the format for this is that I would start by talking about the books that I've read this week. However, because I need to have some stuff, I need to do some housekeeping with Mid-Year Scramble and Sunrise on the Readathon, we are actually going to format this just a teeny tiny bit different, and we're going to start with those, and I'm going to finish up the updates for that, and then we will move into the books. I apologize for any weird angle changes or lighting changes, but we had to have a quick costume change. I had to take my sweatshirt off. It's a little bit warm up here in the room that I am in. So first of all, we will talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, we have moved rooms, so I have a little bit of a different setup. At some point there will be another bookshelf on this side of me. I just don't have it moved in here yet. So once that is done, then I actually will be sitting at a slightly different angle so that you can see. Currently, these are all of the books that I have not read yet. I have some more, I think, to add to this bottom shelf here behind me, but I thought it was a little bit of a better backdrop to kind of have it this way, where you can see my books. Also, the weird thing right there, the weird box, those are diamond paintings. Not a lot I can do about that. I don't have anywhere else to store them at the moment. So there is that. So let us start by talking about what happened last week with Mid-Year Scramble and Sunrise on the Readathon, not the Reaping, Sunrise on the Readathon. Unfortunately, I lost a bunch of footage for the vlog that I was making. So this was my friends pick my pages read each day vlog. I will still be reusing those friends and reading the number of pages that they gave me. This was kind of a blessing in disguise though, because one of the books that I'm going to be talking about that I did start last week, I actually started over today, and I'm going to explain why. So with Mid-Year Scramble and Sunrise on the Readathon, I only completed one book, and we are going to talk about that book here in a moment. But because of that, technically I had already fulfilled the 4 goals that I set for Mid-Year Scramble, so I counted Mid-Year Scramble as completed and as successful, so yay for me. And then for Sunrise on the Readathon, I had until Thursday at like 10:59 my time to get that book in. So I got that book in, and it was only like I think it's only a 300-page book, but I do find for both readathons that I have been successful. So I just wanted to touch up on that. There's not really a lot else to share because the vlog that I made is basically not relevant at this point, and I will be redoing it. There wasn't even really a lot of talk in the last vlog about the readathons. We were kind of just wrapping them up. So thank you to Katie and to Margaret for hosting such wonderful readathons. I hope that Sunrise on the Readathon comes back next year, because I will be 100% participating, and I love doing Mid-Year Scramble every single year. So thank you to both of them. Wonderful people, wonderful friends. They will be linked down below so that you can go follow them if you're not already. I don't know how you've been on this channel and not following them, but if you're not following them, they will be linked down below. Go check out their content, and if it is content that you like, go like them and tell them that I sent you. So now we're going to go into the 2 books in the last week that I have picked up and started or completed. So the first one was Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. This is book 4 in the Rebel Blue Ranch series, and I love this book. I gave it 6 stars, okay? I gave this book 6 stars. And I did like Lost and Lassoed. I think was the 3rd one. If I'm wrong, I will pop up the picture of the correct one, but I'm pretty sure it was Lost and Lassoed was the 3rd one. And I also gave that one 6 stars. So I was very conflicted when I was like, this is 6 stars though. So I do think that this one is my favorite one of the series, with number 3 coming in very, very close second. And then I liked 2, and then I liked 1. I liked 1 the least. It was a 3.5, but I chose to continue the series, and I'm so glad that I did. At some point, I would love to own these on my shelf. They are such cute. I think that the covers are so cute, and this would definitely be a series that I would reread for annotating. So that is how I feel about this. This one, I guess I could tell you what it's about. This is the 4th one in the series of, these are interconnected standalones, which is pretty common, I feel like, in the cowboy romance / contemporary romance genre. So this is a series of interconnected standalones, and in this one we are following Dusty and Cam. Dusty and Cam dated while they were in high school. They are high school sweethearts. They have known each other for 15 years, and they are finding, this is their journey of finding their way back to each other. Okay, so absolutely love this one. 6 stars. Thank you, Lila Sage. I cannot wait to read the next books that you come out with. I will say that I do agree with people that say that you kind of either like Lila Sage or you like Elsie Silver. I know some people do like both. I personally prefer Lila Sage. I absolutely love her writing style. It reminds me a lot of Lauren Asher, and I just like the way that she portrays cowboys better than some other cowboy romances that I have read. So absolutely love this one. 6 stars. The other book that I started this week and then promptly restarted today is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. So let me just say that I made it about 100. If you look at my story graph right now, it's going to say that I made it 230 pages into this book. Okay? And I did. And I had no idea what was going on. I was having a kiki of a time, but I could not tell you anything about this book. Like, I literally, as I'm sitting here right now, I've only read a couple of chapters today, so as I'm sitting here right now, I cannot tell you anything about this. So I'm going to read you the synopsis because I feel like that will explain this. I don't know what it is with the audiobook for this book. I'm having trouble following it. And I think that it is because of how flowery the writing in this book is, and I don't hate it. And I want to really reiterate the fact that I do not hate this book. I actually really am having a kiki of a time. Like, the audiobook is whimsical and it's nice to listen to, but I think that I'm just not I'm not processing what's happening. So I'm going to take a different tactic and pick this up on my Kindle. So this is on Kindle Unlimited if you want to read it that way. And I'm sorry, I just realized that I've just been staring at the viewfinder. But this one is on Kindle Unlimited if you want to read it that way. But I picked it up, I think, last year on, like, when they were trying to do like a big promotional push for this book. It was free on the Kindle ebook store, and I purchased it that way. So that's how I have it. I have just a free copy of it that I got last year. So, and I do want to read the second book. I am loving this one so much more than To Bleed a Crystal Bloom. I did not like that book. That is also by the same author, and I did not like it. There was something specific in that book that gave me the ick, and I gave it 2 stars. So, and it wasn't the writing. I liked the writing in that one as well. So it was like an actual like theme of the plot. So let's read the synopsis to When the Moon Hatched so that you can understand what it's about, and maybe I can as well. So it says, the best-selling sensation When the Moon Hatched is a fast-paced fantasy romance featuring an immersive, vibrant world with mysterious creatures, a unique magic system, and a love that blazes through the ages. As an assassin for the rebellion group Fjord Duoth, I have no idea how to say these, okay? So if I'm butchering them, apologies. When I say I haven't comprehended anything, I haven't comprehended anything. Like, I haven't comprehended pronunciations, nothing. So, as an assassin for the rebellion group Fjord Duoth, Rave's job is to complete orders and never get caught. When a rival bounty hunter turns her world upside down, blood spills, hearts break, and Rave finds herself imprisoned by the Guild of Nobles, a group of powerful fae who turn her into a political statement. Crushed by the loss of his great love, Con Vager, I hope I'm saying that right, took the head of a king and donned his melted crown. Now on a tireless quest to quell the never-ebbing ache in his chest, a clue lures him into the capital's high-security prison where he stumbles upon the imprisoned Rave. Echoes of the past race between them. There's more to their story than meets the eye, but some truths are too poisonous to swallow. So, I want to love this book. I do. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be, like I said, I started this over today, and I'm going to have the physical book next to me because there is a pretty extensive glossary and, like, I'll show you. There's a pretty extensive glossary and pronunciation guide in the beginning of this book. This is all glossary and pronunciation guide. So I do want this sitting in front of me along with this gorgeous map that we have in here. So I'm going to just be reading this on my Kindle and then looking at the glossary as I need to. So I'm currently up to chapter 4 on my Kindle, and that is how we're going to be reading this. Now, I do have this broken down into 5 days, so my goal is to read the 5 days every day. It's about 100 to 200 pages a day, I think. I think it's about 100 pages a day, actually. Yeah, it's just over like 100 pages every single day. So I want to get this done by the weekend because this is part of my Connect 5 challenge, which I am doing exclusively for Patreon. So there's always a link to Patreon down below, but my top 3 tiers are getting this specific challenge, and the first episode is already up because I did the first episode in July. So this is August's board. July's board was Monopoly, and August's board is Sorry. This is a Connect 5 like daisy chain challenge that is based on childhood board games. So yeah, that is what, so if you want to follow along on that journey, it's over there along with all of like the links and stuff if you want to join in doing it with me. So that is what I'm working on this week, is When the Moon Hatched. And I'm also going to be picking up Scythe and Sparrow, I believe, because that is for my Libby clean out thing. So I have the ebook from Libby, which I realized I could have just held up for you, but I have Scythe and Sparrow from the library. I have the ebook from the library. So this counts for a Libby clean out because I have a version of this book downloaded from the library, either audio or ebook. I want to get this one read because this will actually help me to finish out another series. And I've actually been pretty good about either finishing or continuing series this year. But this was the first book that I spun for, or the second book, I'm sorry, that I spun for Libby Cleanout after Wild and Wrangled. So Wild and Wrangled is also part of Libby Cleanout, but my Libby is just out of control. I only have like 11 books, but it's just like they just sit there. Like I never think about them. So I'm having to do some more Cleanout episodes or Cleanout versions of Cleanouts. But there will be more of those coming to my channel as well. So I will be starting this. And then I also have an arc called Can't Help Faking in Love, which I am reading for, oh, I guess I could just pull up the picture of that one because I actually have a photo of it, or a screenshot rather, but I'm reading that one for ARC August. So Vanessa from Read with Dr. B is doing ARC August, and I went ahead and just like, basically what I'm doing is I have 4 backlist ARCs and then 4 ARCs that are not published yet. Like they'll be published sometime after August 10th. I think the first one is like August 18th. And those are the 8 that I picked. I have, I think, 18 books in total on my NetGalley, but about 6 of them don't come out until 2026. So I'm not in like a huge rush to read those ones. But that book is this one, which is, oh, there we go. My camera will adjust. So Can't Help Faking in Love by Swati Hedge. And this is like a Bollywood contemporary romance, fake dating type situation. So I'm really excited. That made the lighting weird, I'm so sorry. But I'm really excited to also read that one. So those are kind of the 3 books that I have kind of on whole, or like on back for the week. Because When the Moon Hatched is on my baby Kindle, and she will be read during the daytime. I need to have brain power to read her. And then Scythe and Sparrow, which I'll hold it up here. Scythe and Sparrow is, okay. Oh, look at me. I've forgotten how to do things. When the Moon Hatched will be read on my baby Kindle, my Kindle, like my Kindle Basic. She will be read on that during the daytime. So my Kindle Basic kind of just moves through my house with me. So whatever's on my Kindle Basic is what I read during the day. And then Scythe and Sparrow will be on Calliope, my Paperwhite. And she will be read at night because I don't need a ton of brain power to read a Scythe and Sparrow. It's like a dark romance rom-com. So like it's not anything that I have to think super hard about. And then I will have Can't Help Faking in Love, which I will kind of fit in where I can. This one came out in February, so I'm actually hoping that I can find the audiobook for Can't Help Faking in Love, because I will listen to backlist ARCs as audiobooks just to help me to get them moving along. Okay, so, but my NetGalley score is so good. It's like 61%. But we'll talk more about that in a different video because I am doing a whole like ARC August vlog, so we will talk about that later. So moving on, let us have a sip of coffee. Honestly, so good. Honestly, if you can hear the nature outside, I apologize, but I have the windows open, so there's not anything at all I can do. Okay, so let's talk about favorites, shall we? So let me just pull up my July, and we'll see, because, well, July into August, and we'll see what is relevant, because I absolutely love my monthly favorites. I am going to be doing a sit-down wrap-up for July books because we did not have any book and coffee chats. I asked if y'all wanted sit-down video, like a sit-down wrap-up instead, and most of you voted yes. So if you are a person who does not enjoy watching sit-down wrap-ups, I understand. I don't necessarily find joy in filming them, which is why I started doing book and coffee chats. But for July, because we had no book and coffee chats since I had weekly vlogs, I decided, why not? We can do it one time. So I do have to gather the books for that, but it will be filmed sometime this week and probably be up next week. So when you're seeing this, well, tomorrow, because I filmed this on Monday before Tuesday, just know that there will be one coming. I just don't know exactly what day. So let's talk first about some cozy things. So let's talk about TV and movies. We've watched K-pop Demon Hunters. So I have watched it at this point like 4 or 5 times. Ari has watched it once. We love K-pop Demon Hunters in this house. So that is a Netflix movie about a K-pop group who also hunts demons, okay? And it's cute. It is rated PG. There is some like cartoon violence, but even when they are actively like killing demons, it's not like gory or anything like that. So I really like that movie. I would give it 5 stars, honestly. And then I'm still enjoying my rewatches of Big Mouth and Grey's Anatomy, and I will be starting a rewatch of Gilmore Girls here very soon. So that is kind of all that I have going on, TV and movies. I don't watch a lot of movies anyway. I'm just not like a huge movie person. So for podcasts, we're going to talk about that because I have actually added a couple of podcasts. So I decided that I was going to re-listen to the Hustle Stanley podcast from the very beginning. I actually have an entire section in my book journal now. I've changed my book journal a little bit, not a lot. I got rid of a couple of the yearly thing that I was doing. I'm still going to be participating in it, but I don't think I'm going to be keeping track of it in my book journal, and that is Herkyed 2.0. I am still going to do it. Q from Cordy gave us a big spreadsheet, and I'm just going to use the spreadsheet. I'm not going to keep track of it in my actual book journal. I just don't keep up with it. And also, if I'm honest, while I love her printable graphics, they do not work well in my specific digital journal. I think if I use a landscape journal instead, they would work better. However, they don't work well, so I would have to make all my own graphics. So I'm just going to go ahead and utilize what I have available to me, which is the big spreadsheet, and that is how I'm going to keep track of it. I'm not filming anything for Herkyed. If I'm honest, I'm just kind of doing Herkyed as I go. So I may do some kind of like check-in or something at the beginning of the year, but I can't even promise that. I kind of just want to see how far into it I can get without failing, I guess. Technically, you're not really supposed to finish it. That's kind of the point of the challenge, but I want to just try it. So there's that. So I have a spot in my reading journal. That was a long-winded way of saying I have a spot in my reading journal for not only my Bible studies and stuff now, but also for my Hustle Stanley podcast notes. So I've decided that I'm going to go back to the beginning of Hustle Stanley podcast. I think there are like 500 episodes, and we're going to listen from the beginning. And so part of my morning routine every day is to sit down and listen to an episode, and I actually listen and take notes. I have like a whole spread set up. I posted it in my stories a while ago. I guess I could post it here if y'all want to see it, let me know. But I basically just took some of my digital stickers that I have, and I made like sticky note areas where I can write my notes in. And I just take notes, and then I can look back on them later I just write down any takeaways or anything like that, and then I review them throughout the week, and I apply what I've learned in each episode to my life. So if you don't know what the Hustle Stanley podcast is, or what Hustle Stanley is in itself, Hustle Stanley is owned by my friend Jess Massey, and I've been following Jess since her social speech. So Jess used to be the social speechy, as I was saying, on YouTube. This was back when she was becoming a speech language pathologist, and then she decided to drop out of grad school and take Hustle Stanley full time. So Hustle Stanley started as like a very small Etsy shop that just had some digital planners in it that she had created for herself, and then people had asked her if she would sell them, and it's grown. Okay, we have paper planners, we have digital products, we have the podcast. Like I said, she has a YouTube channel where she does booktube content. I will actually link her YouTube channel down below. I love her booktube content, so go watch it. But I have decided to re-listen to that, and it is a productivity, self-development, I guess, podcast. It just kind of teaches you how to take the hustle out of hustle culture and to be able to live your dreams and achieve goals without burning yourself out. So I just kind of review what I have learned in each episode, and then I apply it to that next week. My hope is to be able to take all of the pieces that I've learned and then kind of just build them into a system for myself. So that's what I'm doing. I fell behind on this podcast last year. I was listening to it like every Tuesday. Like when it started, I was listening to it every single Tuesday. That was what I did, because it was only, her episodes are only 20 to 30 minutes. So long enough for like a morning walk. and I just fell off. I fell off listening to it with other things that were happening behind the scenes in 2024 and into 2025. So I was like, why don't I've just been investing back into myself since March. So that is one of the things that I've done. The other podcast I've been listening to is Dex and the City podcast. This is run by Savannah Dexter. She is a singer-rapper out of Florida, and I follow her and her husband Bravo Gator. I love them. I love their music. I love everything about them. So I don't know. I'm manifesting being on the Dex and the City podcast. I don't really know what I have to contribute to the podcast because she does want like music people, and I'm not technically in the music industry. I am a singer, but I'm not like, I wouldn't say that I'm part of the music industry by any means. Okay. I've tried to pursue music and I've had struggles with that, and I've thought about pursuing it again, and I have some ways that I think I can do that, but it is a difficult thing to navigate. And then the other one that I have is Red Collar. This is a true crime podcast, and I don't remember who the host is. I'm so sorry. If I remember, y'all, when I go to like upload this, I will post like what all of these look like. I'll post graphics for you. Hopefully I remember to do that. If I don't, I'm sorry. So Red Collar podcast, this is an Audio Chuck production, so it's produced under Ashley Flowers production company, so like Crime Junkie, that same umbrella. But this one is hosted by someone different. I do like Audio Chuck podcasts, but I don't tend to listen to Crime Junkie as much since their plagiarism scandal. But Red Collar I do really like. This one is, it's about red collar criminals. So you have like your white collar crime, which is usually white collar crime would be like embezzlement, like things that are like victimless crimes, right? Red collar crime is gonna be like murder. So I do really like this podcast, and I've been listening to it on and off since it started, but I've really gotten back into it. It's kind of like the thing that I listen to when I go to sleep. Instead of a YouTube video, I listen to true crime when I sleep. So, and if I just have downtime, I tend to listen to it as well. And then for music, I have 3 songs that have really been like on repeat for the last little while. The first one is Ain't Missing You by Dylan Schneider. I don't know how I even found this song. I think it was a TikTok. I think I like heard it as a TikTok sound and then saved it to my Apple Music. That's usually how I find a lot of my music, is TikTok or Instagram. And then Priscilla Block just dropped a song called You're Breaking My Heart, Cecilia, and I am obsessed with this song. It's just like very, it's country, but it's just like very poppy, very like you can dance to it, you know what I mean? And I love singing it, so love that song. And then Abby Anderson, First to Hit the Road. So I've had the First to Hit the Road album downloaded for a while, but I only listened to like 2 songs off of it that were ones that I actually heard directly from Instagram, and I had never listened to the whole album. And then the other day she shared First to Hit the Road, like her singing that song, and I was like, this is a good song. So I went and I looked it up and I was like, oh, I have this whole album. I just never like listened to the album from start to finish. So this is a breakup song, friends. Okay, they're all like breakup songs, like getting over you songs. It's fine. That's just who I am as a person. And then as far as crafts or cozy activities, I have officially finished my Harry Potter, like my tiny Harry Potter collection, so I won't be talking about them anymore. I know that people were a little bit invested in those because of when I bought them, and they're done now. I finished Draco and Luna, and I thought I still had Dumbledore to do, but I guess I did him sometime in August because I have it saved in my gems flow but never marked when I finished it, which is interesting. So that one is it. Those are done. So I won't be talking about them any longer. So currently I am working on Hulk, which is exactly what it sounds like. Okay, it's a big Hulk painting. And then I'm also working on the Loki painting that I've had for quite some time, and I have a diamond stuck to my leg. I've had it for quite some time. I actually bought this one for my friend Brianna from 4 Paws in a Book, and I plan on finishing it so by the end of the year so that she can have it. It is squares, which is intimidating to me, but I think what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing an hour a day on Loki. I do need to bring him upstairs so that I can do him, but then I also have my Doctor Who kit that is still kitted up. So those are the 3 that I am really focusing on. So the 10th Doctor, which is my favorite Doctor, which is David Tennant, and I have that one still kitted up. I have the Hulk, which I just kitted up last night because I wanted another. I let Ari pick, and she picked Loki and the Hulk. So and then Loki has been kitted up. He is downstairs, and I need to bring him upstairs. So those are that, and then I'm still, of course, playing Wildflowers. And I know that Tales of the Shire just released. However, I'm seeing some pretty mixed reviews on it in the part of the gaming community that I follow. It appears that a lot of people are saying it's better on PC, but it's still kind of buggy on PC because it's not super optimized. And then I would actually buy it for my Switch, but apparently it's super buggy on the Switch. So I'm kind of going back and forth about whether I'm going to buy it right now or not, because it is about 30. Oh no, that was on sale. I think it is like $60, and I would love to have it. This is a Hobbit game. I love a farming sim, and that's what this is. So it really gives me like the vibe of like a classic farming sim, like Wildflowers or Stardew Valley, which Stardew Valley, I don't even understand how to play it. I own it and I don't know how to play it, so. That's fine. But I'm still playing Wildflowers. We love Wildflowers. I have some Wildflowers content coming to y'all very soon. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm so excited for it. It's coming very soon. But yeah. I really want to buy Tales of the Shire, but I think I'm going to wait a little bit longer to see review-wise how it goes, because I do want to buy it for my Switch. I don't own a PC currently. One day I will, and I will have a PC that I will set up, and I will have like my Switch plugged into it and everything. But right now my gaming console is my iPad and my Switch. So if it's not working well on Switch, I just don't want to buy it right now. So those are kind of all of the things I think that I have to go over with y'all. I don't really think that there's anything else to go over at this moment. So if you have any questions, leave them down below and I will answer them. Like if I missed something that you wanted to know about. Whippin' chats are coming back the first week of September. Once the kids are back in school, Whippin' chats will be coming back. If you are in my top tier of Patreon, gets a Whippin' chat every month. They get an extra Whippin' chat. I think it's the top tier. It might be the top 2 tiers. I don't know. I don't have the perks in front of me right at this moment. I have them written down, but I just don't have them right in front of me. However, I know that my $8 tier gets an extra Whippin' chat a month, and that will go up on the 25th of August, which is like the day the kids go back to school. So Whippin' chats, I do tend to film and then upload, but I will be filming those on Tuesdays and uploading them on Wednesdays for the main channel, just because Tuesday is a regular day of school for them, but I need to wait until they're back in school because everybody likes to come talk to me. But I do have a new diamond painting table, so it's going to be actually easier to film on my Whippin' chats, so I'm really excited for that. And yeah, that is kind of all that I have at this juncture, at this point in time, is that's it, really. So let me know what you are reading, watching, listening to, playing, crafting. Let me know all of those things down below. And if you don't really have anything to share with me, just go ahead and leave me like a coffee cup emoji, just so that I know that you were here and watching and hanging out with us for this little coffee and book chat. I'm so glad that these are back. I honestly missed making them, so I don't know that I will go back to doing the weekly vlogs. I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to do vlogs, but they will just go up when they go up, and this will go back to being our main video of the channel. So I like to I upload once a week, usually this video, and sometimes twice a week. I really, once I get into the habit of doing the whip-in chats every month or every week, then you will get twice a week, and then it'll be a twice a week upload, and sometimes 3 times a week, but I can commit to twice a week with whip and chat, and then this one. So those are going to be the 2 staple videos on my channel at this point. And then of course I do sprints when I can, and we do weekly sprints also over on the Patreon, and then over here we always do our 24-hour sprints at the end of each month. So those are the things that you can always look forward to. Sprints over here, I don't know what theirs are going to look like for the rest of the summer, just because it's been really hard to do weekly sprints here on the main channel with everyone home. So I'm kind of just playing it by ear at this point. So if you want to be guaranteed a weekly sprint, every tier on Patreon gets a weekly sprint. I do them every single week, and like once a week, but we do it every single week. And I will be running a lot, like I'm kind of going to go between doing daytime and nighttime sprints over there. It's just kind of going to depend on what my schedule looks like and what works. But that is really all that I have, friends. So I've said that already. That was all that I had, and then I kept talking, so welcome to it. But also welcome to all of our friends. And I also just want to sit here, since we are here sitting talking to each other with our coffee. I just want to thank everyone again for 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 friends. It's such a milestone that I've been really working toward, and I feel like we can only go up from here. So I just want to thank everyone for that. Also, I have had questions about different ways to support monetarily. I have wish lists down below. I have both Amazon and bookshop.org, because some people had said that they don't prefer to buy books from Amazon, which I understand, but Ari has some stuff on her Amazon wish list that is not just books, because that has been asked for. So those are down there. And then also I do have, I think it's my Venmo linked, and then I also have like the buy me a coffee. Now I will be very transparent, because people have asked me, buy me a coffee and Patreon do take a cut of whatever money, right? And Patreon pays out usually a couple of times a month, and then buy me a coffee, if there's money in the account, will process each payment on Wednesdays, but they do take a cut. So if that is a thing that you're worried about, like you're worried about, I've had some people message me saying that they were worried about me not getting all of the money that they are contributing. So there is my Venmo down below, but please do not feel obligated to send me money to Venmo. If you do, thank you so much. Venmo doesn't take any kind of a cut, like that's just the money that's in there. So thank you if you do donate in any way or monetarily, because that's absolutely not, you know, needed. But please do like and subscribe, because that is free, and that will help me in the algorithm to get out to more friends. So hopefully we can build this family up. I have a lot of fun stuff coming, I hope, in the second half of 2025 and into 2026. So I hope you'll stick around for that. And until then, I will see you very soon somewhere else on the internet. Bye.